Um, so I had coffee this morning with a gal that had watched a watch party. Okay, so I'd done a watch party with, I don't know who was speaking or whatever, and for the stylist opportunity. And during the watch party, I wrote down every person that watched, and then I messaged them because Jeannie gave that suggestion. So I just said something like, thanks for watching the watch party. What did you think?
Yeah.
Okay. And so I don't even remember if anybody else responded. I don't remember. I mean, it's been now a few weeks.
Yeah.
Gal responded, and her name on Facebook was Caitlin.
Okay.
And so she was like, oh, I've just admired, your passion for what you do. And so I was like, oh, I see you're a wedding planner. Couldn't remember where I knew her. I think I told you the story, Angelin.
Yeah, I remember.
Couldn't remember where I knew her from. And so anyway, I said, oh, you're a wedding planner. I would love to have coffee and maybe show you Park Lane because it could be something you could recommend to your bride. She's like, oh my God, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I go to meet her in Forney, and literally as I'm going in, I'm looking on Facebook to see what our mutual friends were. Because I couldn't remember how I knew this person. Hey, Danielle. Wave to Danielle.
Lighting.
So I could not figure out how I knew her. So she walks in, we hug, and I said, so remind me how we know each other. And she goes, Christy, I used to babysit the girls. I was like,
oh my God. You're like, what?
I go, Katie. Her name, she's gotten married, and her name on Facebook was Caitlin Wara. I do not know that name. She goes by Katie.
Yeah.
In my world, So anyways, long story short, we talk about business. We talk about what she's done with her business, blah, 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 blah. I leave her and I start thinking about the stylist opportunity for her because she's building this wedding event business as well as she waits tables. And I'm thinking, golly, like maybe this could be a good opportunity for her to sell to her brides, moms of the brides, do shows, meet other people for her business and so forth. So I text her on Saturday morning, the day after. I was like, I have an idea. Can you chat? So when we talked, she was like, listen, I'm open. I'm open to ideas. So I sent her the 6-minute video. Monday, I texted her, hey, would love to connect, tomorrow or Wednesday. She goes, I can have coffee on Wednesday. I'm thinking, great. I was thinking over the phone, And so we met, and I mean, we've booked her decider show. But
nice.
I know. And I mean, this is so random because it was just following up from somebody on a watch party. This just shows how you just have to take action.
Yeah.
And you do not know. I mean, I went into that coffee literally with zero intention. I mean, if anything, just for her to know about Park Lane and the jewelry that Park Lane has for brides. Like, I didn't know she'd buy something. I didn't know if she would book a show. I didn't know. I had no idea.
Okay, I have a similar story.
Okay.
I've got to tell you about, because I have this friend who, she lives in Columbia. They actually, both girls went to high school with my husband. So I've just met them over the years, going back to Columbia with him and stuff. And I've always loved both of them. They're best friends. Dottie and Laura are their names. And they just recently, I've done a show up there once with Dottie, and it was great. And I've tried to recruit her 100 times, and she's like, no. Well, then her and Laura recently started this, like, closet designing business, or, like a redo your closet. And they started an Instagram page, and they're doing on Facebook, and they're sharing all these fun outfit ideas and ways to shop at Target, like cute stuff. They're full of personality and fun. And so I messaged them again, and I was like, okay, you're probably going to think I'm crazy, but you really ought to think about doing Park Lane, because as much as you're sharing on social media, you could totally add this into what you're doing with your business, and it would make sense because you can always talk about the deals and how fun they are, and they're just so flexible. It just makes perfect sense. So I didn't know what they'd say, but they responded back, and they're like, yes, okay, let's talk. So we've had 2 video conference calls together, and they keep messaging me that they're really thinking about this and they're working on it. Well, then Darren went to Columbia last week, and I said, "Did you see Dottie or Laura?" And he said, "Oh yeah, they're so excited about Park Lane. They can't stop talking about it. They're all excited." And I was like, "Really? Okay, I didn't have any idea." So supposedly they're signing up this week. One of them is anyway, and maybe both.
That's good.
So yeah, I mean, you just never know. You totally just have to put it out there and just follow every acorn, right?
Well, and I feel like when you can genuinely share how it can work into their life, like you genuinely were like, this is something that could be cool for you. Here's how it could fit in. This wedding girl, this event planner, I'm not kidding y'all. Right before I go in to have coffee, I look at a thread that Sarah Thomason had shared about styling a bride. Is that Sarah?
No, it's
Yep.
Sarah.
It is me. I have to get off. I meant to join via phone.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Get off. I'm talking about you. Anyway.
And I'll be back because I'm driving and I have no idea where I'm going. So I'll be right back. Bye.
Okay, bye. But anyway, I see this message that she shared about styling a bride and how she's her second bride to style, and she hosted an online show. You know, she's the online master, which, I mean, she amazes me. I don't know how she does it. But the girl's show was $1,200. She got her $550 in jewelry that the girl is using for her bridesmaids' gifts. You know, Sarah styled the bridesmaids. She's put together these images for her, and the girl's so excited. And I'm thinking, this event coordinator, this bridal coordinator I'm about to meet with, like, she could do this. Mm-hmm. And genuinely, I went into the meeting, I was like, oh my God, I'm not kidding you. Like, here's the message. This is something. So I feel like when you genuinely are helping them see how they can spit it into their life, it's so much more effective. Mm-hmm. So anyway, this was not my intention of talking about, but anyway, you asked how my meeting went. So y'all, what I wanted to kind of talk about today is using the Fast 50s, because I want to make sure, first of all, that we or our teams are not just using them, like just giving them away. You know what? I mean, you know what I mean? Like just giving them to hostesses versus how do we use them to, because I mean, our host plan is already insanely lucrative, but like how can we and help our teams use those Fast 50s to book more and sell more? And so I thought I would share how I'm using them, and then maybe we kind of collaborate on how you're using them, and we could come up with, you know, some ideas that we can share with everybody. The way I'm using them is, okay, at a show, and I'm doing my show opener, and I'm talking about the host rewards, and I'm talking about, you know, how great they are, and I will say, okay, tonight I've got 3 Parkland gift cards for $50, and you know, the first 3 ladies that date a show in the next 2 weeks or in the next 4 weeks, like whatever you want. You know what? I'm going to mute everybody real quick, just for background purposes. Okay, and then please unmute yourself if you want to. You know, I've got these 3 Parkland gift cards for the first 3 ladies that would love to do, you know, what Sally's doing here today. I'm going to give you an additional $50. Our average hostess gets $400. I'll give you an additional $50 if we date your show in the next 2 weeks, or if we date your show in the next 4 weeks. Like whatever you need for your personal goals, do that. And then I say, you know, and I'll mention this again when you come to checkout, because, you know, I'd love for you to be able to take advantage. So that's the first way that I'm using a 50. The second way is, and I've just started doing this like within the last 2 weeks, maybe longer, 3. I will offer, when I'm doing my hostess coaching, offer the hostess an additional 50. Maybe she took advantage of the 50 the first time, but another 50 if she gets 3 orders prior to her show. And I'm coaching her on, you know, you're gonna get no's, like, I mean, obviously not everybody's going to be able to come, but as those people communicate with you that they don't come, you know, let them know that they're welcome to order online or give you an order if they're interested. And if you get 3 orders prior to your show, I'll give you an additional, $50 in free product. And it's funny because two of the hostesses that I have verbally talked to about this, proactively shared this, have eagerly been asking me, did Susie order? Did my friend from work, Mallory order or whatever? So it's in their head. And what I like about doing this versus like with my previous company, we kind of did the after the show orders and our shows were open for 2 weeks. The reality is the first couple of days after a show's open, the show happens, rarely people order. It's usually the day after, maybe 2. Don't y'all agree? Yeah. So by being I hate that everybody's on mute. If you want to unmute yourself, please do, because I don't like talking. Kim, unmute yourself. But I am finding this to really be working. I've had 1 get 3 orders prior to, but I don't really know how many I've actually done it with, maybe just like 3 people. So anyway, I think that those are 2 good ways that we can increase our shows, help the hostess get more, and obviously increase our income. But anybody else want to share how you're using this Fast 50s?
Well, I like what you just said, because I write that in their hostess packet, but I haven't verbally talked through it with them, and so I think that's what I need to start doing.
Angela, and I appreciate your transparency, because I think somebody's taking themselves off mute and they've got a lot of background noise. Because that's what was happening to me. I was writing it in their hostess packet. And so it's almost like, I was telling myself this yesterday, because I was doing hostess packets and stuff yesterday. It's almost like I need a new little checklist of when I talk to her that I say, A, B, C, D, like I usually talk about building their wish list, talk about who they can invite, like on our first chat together, who to invite, how we're going to do the evite, adding in 3 orders prior. And I feel like there was like one more thing that I was thinking I need to start. About the opportunity, something to say something about the opportunity. So anyway.
Hey, Christy, can you hear me? It's Sarah.
Yeah.
Okay. You can hear me okay? Because I'm in my car.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. I just wanted to jump on because I know you wanted me to talk about that before I had to jump off to talk to that new stylist. So I don't know what you already shared or what you want me to share.
Well,
I was a few minutes late getting on.
No, I didn't really share exactly what you had done. Well, maybe I kind of did. But why don't you share?
So I have been like trying to like get every bride I know to host parties, because being a bride a year ago, I got, for all the Stella and Dot girls, I bought them all the big tote bags. That was a gift. And then I got the knot bracelets when I asked them to be bridesmaids. And those tote bags were like $150, and I got them monogrammed, and I hosted a party to get a lot of that for free. But then by the time the wedding came, you're buying everything else, like their hair, their makeup, what they're getting ready in. So looking for jewelry, I didn't want to buy something from Dillard's. I just didn't. And Kendra was kind of out of the budget because I'd already spent so much money on them. So I ended up just getting Stella and Dot earrings at the time. And even those were $50 a piece, and that's all I gave them. And so coming off of that, I wish I would have known about Park Lane, A, because of the customer promotions, and B, hosting a party, you get so much for free. And so I have just tried to reach out personally to every bride I know. And what I've done in the beginning is invited them to my VIP page, reached out personally. I didn't really make it about selling the jewelry to them as a bride. I more so wanted to get some Park Lane stuff in their hands. So I made sure they were a part of a sale that I did. And then once they ordered, I then reached out, asked how they were liking their jewelry, and then started mentioning, about our hostess program and kind of like a personalized styling experience. and then just explained how easily they could get a whole look if they wanted for free. And so the bride that I just finished, I mean, she now has $700 in free jewelry.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
crazy. I know. I mean, and so they, not only that, I mean, it's the buy one, get one free for the hostess reward. So they're all getting the Fiore earrings, and she only had to buy 2 to get 2 free. And they're all getting jewel bracelets. And she bought jewelry for the whole house party, and her mother-in-law, and her mom, and all her shower gifts are now Park Lane jewelry. So it's just, she was able to do so much with those rewards. And the girls are getting earrings, a necklace, and a bracelet for way less than what you could buy almost anywhere else. And it has the lifetime guarantee. So I also explained that. As an added perk, I have offered to provide gift boxes and gift tags and ribbon in their wedding colors, just to add a little something, which is kind of like my gift to the bride, right? Instead of gifting her something else, I'm kind of gifting her packaging for it. But I feel like if it's all wrapped in the Park Lane boxes and it's all pretty, then anybody that is getting that is then going to be like, oh my God, I want to shop with her. Like, where I want to know what Park Lane is. So from this one bride, she started buying from a party last October. So, I mean, this is a long way coming of follow-up. So I knew her in high school. We hadn't talked since, reconnected through this party. She kept buying, and I threw it out there, and I would follow up with her maybe once a month. And then she came back to me a couple months ago, and they finally had the bridesmaid dresses. She sent me pictures, and then I did, styled it with a ton of different options. I will say you do have to take a little bit of time with a bride because it's, her wedding day. So it wasn't just like one option and we were done. But she just told me she absolutely wanted rose gold. So I put looks together based off that, and we just started feeding things out. And I put them in flat lays with the dress in the picture. That way she could see what the jewelry would look like with the photo. From her show, I booked another show, which is my first co-hostess party on Facebook, is going on right now. I've gained 15 brand new customers that I do not know at all, like in any aspect of life. So that in and of itself, I think, is a huge success. I got 7 new Sparkle Box subscribers, which is huge.
7?
Because they've already got 7. Yes.
From that
So
show?
what I did, I got 4 from hers and 3 from another one.
That's incredible.
And so what I do with the Sparkle Box is I don't talk about it until the last day of the party, because I don't want people to just think they can buy a Sparkle Box. It doesn't count towards the party, right? So what I've done is if a hostess is like 2 orders away from hitting her 10, on the last day of the party, I'll announce anybody that signs up for a Sparkle Box, I'll credit an order to the hostess. So that has helped, because some people were like just waiting to join. And then that gave them incentive. Not only did they place orders, but they also signed up knowing that the hostess was going to get an extra credit. And I just went in and ordered something small that I'll use in a social sell later, like whisper earrings, Milana earrings, something like that. But because of that, every time somebody signs up for a Sparkle Box, I've not had one single person sign up and not go back shopping. And some people are going back shopping, spending hundreds of dollars. And now I'm getting messages from people that are like, I had my earrings on the other day. Somebody wanted mine. And so I'm trying to figure out a way of like a referral type thing, like refer 5 people. If they sign up for the Sparkle Box, I'll gift you like 20, Sparkle dollars or something like that, which would be like a $20 credit, or haven't really decided on that. But
Sarah, let me ask you, I pulled up your pictures here so people could see like how you did it. But let me ask you this, when you're talking about the follow up for the Sparkle Box, because honestly, this is something I don't feel like I've mastered yet, because I'm not offering it to show either. I've got it sitting there and people ask about it, but then I'm like timid because I know it doesn't go toward the show and I don't want them to go, oh yeah, I want that. Okay. So what exactly are you doing follow-up wise?
So what I do is, I have my whole Facebook party.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the last day of the party, once really everybody has ordered, I make another live video. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe I forgot to tell you about this.
Mm-hmm.
And I make the video less than 5 minutes. And it's kind of like after the fact, right? Instead of doing it at the beginning, because then what will happen is exactly what you said. People are just going to sign up for the box and not place an order. I do it at the very, very end. Not everybody signs up that day, but I mean, 7 new Sparkle Box members, all from those 2 parties in less than 5 days is huge. I mean,
yeah. I'm thinking, okay, how do you do this if you're not doing online? Like
so it's
uh-huh.
for like an in-person show.
Yeah.
So what we did, like when I launched Kristen in Houston, and then what I did at like my little Houston party is I have it off to the side. And when people ask, I'm like, oh, I'm going to talk about that at the end. So stay tuned. And I just kind of wait it out, let orders start coming in. And then at the end, talk about the Sparkle Box. I think another great idea, if people sign up for Sparkle Boxes in person, like at an in-person show, maybe you have another giveaway, a small little giveaway jar, and draw from the names that signed up for the Sparkle Box. And maybe you're giving away a pair of studs, or maybe you give them free shipping, or, something that's small.
That's a cute idea.
Then they feel like they're, it's 2 chances to win, because normally you have a door prize. It could also be a cute little like bag of some kind, like a sparkle and shine makeup bag or anything. Jewelry cloth, like, it doesn't really matter what you give away. People just like to win something, So, we've done it at the end at those few in-home parties. And then online, I just did the last day.
Because I think, I was thinking, okay, the day after the show, could I text the customers that shopped and let them know, with an image or 2 of the Sparkle Box? I think where you're missing out though is like, I don't know, it's so cute live because it's got this, the cute box. And I don't know if I think showing it at the end of the show is a great idea, just to whoever's left. Because some people.
Right. Or make a quick little text-friendly video, because I will tell you the reason why I think I only have like 15 or 16 Sparkle Box subscribers. My goal is to have 100 by convention. Like, I want 100 subscribers. And I know that sounds stupid because we're not making commission off of those. But what I'm noticing is every person that is getting a Sparkle Box is shopping. And that is where you're making your commission. Mm-hmm. So if they sign up for a Sparkle Box and that gets them online, that gets them in the email system, which then they're getting the automatic emails that our website sends. And then they go shop, and all of a sudden a $24 purchase is turning into a $100 order, then that's worth it. Yeah. Plus they're sitting there walking around with those earrings in, and people are asking them about them, which is bringing new business. Mm-hmm. So, but I will say that, like,
they're just reminded monthly too of this cute little thing in Park Lane,
Right. But I do think the magic in the Sparkle Box is going live, and how excited you are is how excited they will be.
Well, so I couldn't agree more, because the only Sparkle Boxes I've sold, well, I don't know if I should say only, are when I've gone live. So you're absolutely right.
And so, like, when the May box comes out, I will wait until most of my subscribers comment they've gotten their box, and then go live on my page and reveal the next box. And then I try to make about 2 posts a week at least about the Sparkle Box. Then I wear them out and take pictures of them. And then I think going live in online shows, but also going live in your VIP page, unboxing the box, showing what's in it, being excited about it, showing what was in previous month's boxes, is huge. And really, really selling the point that it's $24 in free shipping.
Yeah,
So
can't
I
believe
had a
that.
lot of people sign up just for one box this month, like an extra box, because they were gifting like moms the wild earrings. And then they went back in and canceled. So, even if it brings in a couple extra and then they gift those and then the person's like, oh my God, what is this? That could even bring you another customer too. So,
Well, and I'll tell
yeah.
y'all too, just to piggyback on the videos or talking about it twice a week. I mean, don't hesitate doing the same video, separated by a week or 2 weeks. Like, don't think that every single person in your page saw it, because they didn't. So to talk about it
Right.
repetitively is not a bad thing at all,
Well, I made a post about this in the Treasure Tribe, and it just still blows my mind that, sharing it on Snapchat brought me a new customer and also a new bride. So those one earrings brought me a new bride and a new customer.
Yeah,
on
those
Snapchat.
Were definitely a hot item. Well, Sarah, I know you've got to go train your girl. I appreciate you sharing.
Yes.
Thank you.
Happy to. I would say to, if you can snag some brides, and it may take months and months of follow up. But I'm trying to focus on that as a way to build my business, like customers, regardless of building your team, just your customer base, you're constantly wanting to build. It's a great way to meet girls from all over the place and get the jewelry in hands of, 5 to 8 women of a wedding party. And for the bride to give you like a really great review too, right? Because when it's that personalized, then she's going to tell everybody about you.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Everybody wins. And so how did your meeting go today, Christy, with the wedding planner?
I only to spare everybody else hearing it again, I'll tell you about it when we talk tomorrow or whenever it is.
Okay.
Because I already told them all. So.
Okay, sorry, I missed that.
That's okay. Okay, thank you, Sarah. The last thing I want to mention, and Kim, I'm glad you're here because I'm going to put you on the spot. So, you guys, our wish lists. Kim and I were talking. In fact, I'm going to hold up my whole pile of wish lists. Kim and I were talking. We had coffee last Monday, and we're doing our reach outs together. And she had a cabbie rep. She'd shopped at a cabbie show, and the girl had said, Kim said, I'm going to butcher it, but Kim was saying as she was trying things on, the lady was building her list. Okay. Do y'all hear that beeping noise? Oh, maybe it might be Sarah getting out of her car. That might be what it is. Anyway, the girl was writing down everything Kim left. And then Kim came back and she was like, okay, I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe not all 8 items, whatever it was. And the girl was like, okay, sounds great. She goes, FYI, I do a monthly order like mid-month. And if you want me to, I'll reach back out to you. And you can, if you want to get a couple more of these items when I do my monthly order next month, I'd be happy to order them for you. And Kim was like, yeah, because again, it's a different month's budget, not going to feel as bad, getting a couple more things the next month. So we were talking about how we could totally do that. So Kim, share how you did that this week. Okay, no, not yet.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. So all I did, we have those great little wish list sheets that all of our customers fill out at every single show. So all I did was literally go back through every wish list. And I've been doing it for a year. So I went back the whole year and I just sent every person an individual text because they were already a customer. And I just said, hey, it's a variation of, hey, I'm placing an order this week. I just remembered that you had several things left on your wish list. Can I add anything on for you onto my order? And then whatever they'd had on their wish list, I went and got pictures of those items and attached those pictures to the text I was sending so that they could see. And several people were like, yeah, add that on. Yes, add that on. And then I just remembered other people who I'd seen out and about who might want a pair of earrings I had on or something like that and did the same thing. Hey, I'm placing an order this week. I know you love the Revel earrings. I've sold the heck out of those things. And the big peacock ones. And they said, yeah, add one on for me. So I actually have a couple people I'm going to follow up with again today, because it's the same rule that you might text them, you see they've seen it, and then they forget about it. And so I've got to go back today and follow up. But I got several orders out of it, and it's just, that's something you can continually do.
So what I'm going to try to get better at, because what I have not been doing is having everybody put their name. Okay. So I am going to start that, because I love this idea. And especially in weeks like empowerment weeks, where you're like, I'm really trying to push the envelope. I want to win that XYZ, or you want to get close to your rich rewards. Like, this is the way we could go and get additional orders, but I got to have Susie's name on here.
And Christy, I will say that talking about that, I had the same problem, honestly, that I would forget to get people's names, or I would just get their first name. And then I'm like, oh my goodness, which Kim am I looking at? And I'm trying to go back through, people's names and stuff. And so what I do now is when I hand them the wish list, I go ahead and turn it over to that side. And I say, can you fill all this out? I'm going to need it at checkout anyway. And that'll save us time. And then they just fill the whole top. Because then you just have it. And they need it anyway. You have to have it
anyway. Okay. So I'm going to start doing that. And then as I'm doing their order, I'm going to cross off what they ordered.
Yes. Yeah.
So then I can remember. And what I do is, I don't know if y'all can tell, I staple the show together, and then I put Emily here at the top, and I highlight the hostess's name. Because for some reason, my head thinks by hostess, because I can remember being in her kitchen, and I can remember the girl in the red shirt and whatever. And that's the kind of stuff too that you can write on here. Girl in red shirt, has the son that plays soccer. For your follow-up, these are really good, and I think we can be using them more than we're actually using them. So
I have to use them. I rely on them since I'm so new.
Yeah. I mean, I use them at the show, but I'm not using them for the after fact. And I think I'm missing a step there. So those are the few things that I thought would be helpful, for us. Going back to the Fast 50, was there anything that anybody else wanted to share? Because I really do think that we can be utilizing those more strategically.
Well, I want to know, does anybody use, how are you using the Fast 50 to book shows? Because I still struggle with booking the actual show, nailing down the date, getting them to do it. So how are you using those to actually get shows? I know you said we wanted to get away from that, but I mean,
what do you mean?
I can't. Well, I mean, you just said we didn't want to just give them away to hostesses. You'd rather utilize them.
Well, but you want to use them strategically to book. Absolutely, use them strategically to book. What I mean by not just giving them away is you've got a hostess that has 120 in rewards, and you're like, well, I can give you another 100.
Oh, I see.
I don't do that. I mean, you can do it, but it's there's no reason why you can't do that. But it's why should we not use these strategically? So, at the show, like I said, when I'm talking to them in the show opener, and I'm talking about the hostess rewards, plan, I will say, and tonight I've got three additional, three $50 Park Lane gift cards that I'm going to give away tonight for the first three people that day to show in May. And so I'm going to check with y'all at checkout, or I know there's several of y'all that I've already noticed, love a lot of the jewelry. But I've got these three gift cards that will be on top of the average 400 that you'll get. So they'd be $450, but I only got three of them. So, first three get to take them. So then at checkout, when you're doing your chat and you're like, oh, I noticed you love a lot. You've got this wish list here of all this stuff. I'd love to come do a show with you. You can take one of my $50 gift cards, if we do it in May. And so that's how I'm using them to book at the show, because they've got to date it there to get the $50.
Are you using it when you cold call, not at a show, but just when you're texting someone or reaching out and saying, hey, I'd love to book a show with you?
Yeah, okay. The same thing is I've got three gift cards, Park Lane's given me an additional 50. I mean, you have 800 of them, but they don't know that. And so my first three ladies, I'm gifting an additional $50 to. Would you want to be one of those ladies for doing a show in May? Now, Angela and Cindy, Danielle, I don't know if you guys have additional tips on that, but that's how I've used it.
Me too, exactly.
Okay.
It's exactly what Angela and I were talking about this morning, trying to get some shows booked. I've been having a lot of people yeah, it's a great idea. Yes, I'd love to. My schedule's really busy right now.
Yeah.
So we're trying to incorporate, okay, if I've got, 50, you book today at this event, I've got $50 for you if you hold a show between now and May 31st.
Mm-hmm.
I love you,
Christy.
ladies.
Love you. Hey,
Love you, Cindy.
Christy.
Yeah.
I have incorporated kind of what we've talked about with the Fast 50s with new stylists, and whether they've already signed or it's their launch show. And I'm doing hey, I would love, go ahead and share your link. It's live. And that, if you get 3 orders before we get to your show, I will treat you to an extra $50 in free jewelry. Or, get 5 and I'll treat you to an extra 100. So I'm implementing that and they're responding. Now I haven't yet experienced where we go to the show and actually know yet if they're getting those orders. But I am using it as kind of a carrot for new stylists, like my new stylist tonight who I'm going to launch, and then the one I'm going to launch tomorrow. Hers is a decision show. The one tonight, she's already signed up. It's just her first show. So when I was training her on how to invite, I let her know, walked her through how to create her link for her party, let her know it was live, and I encouraged her, let those who tell you they can't make it or that live out of town, let them know to go ahead and shop. And when you have 3 orders, I think that's my wording, not if, it's when you have 3 orders, when I show up for your first in-home show, then I will love to spoil you to an extra 50. Or if you have 5, to an extra 100.
See,
and then I'm paying the 10
Yeah.
or the $20. That's where I come in. I'm telling them to click the box and then I'll
pay them
for
back.
that.
Well, and our Zoom is about to end, but what I'm going to say about that is I love saying, before the